Before you take your first sip of coffee tomorrow morning, I need you to stop. Give me exactly 60 seconds of your time. This is a small, sovereign ritual designed to nudge a cold pilot light inside you back toward a warm, steady flame. Edgar Cayce, in his deep trance readings, called the thyroid a transformer, a literal gateway between your body's physical fuel and your field of attention. In this tradition, the thyroid is far more than a metabolic regulator. It is a tuning point for your consciousness. What I'm about to show you is a condensed, focused, 60-second vibration reset that you can do the moment you wake to stop the noise before it starts. Most of us try to solve foggy mornings and the paralysis of overthinking with more caffeine, more external stimulation, or empty promises to sleep better someday. But these habits do nothing but pile more gray ash on your internal hearth. Your mental energy lives like embers. If you smother them with reactive habits, social media scrolling, and instant stimulants, the fire only sputters and creates smoke. That smoke is what you experience as overthinking, a dull, heavy clarity, a slow digestion of ideas, and a mental friction that coffee only masks but never cures. The Cayce readings frame the thyroid as the pilot light that converts your subtle intent into steady physical output. Think of this 60-second act as coaxing that pilot light to glow, rather than trying to blast it into flame with chemicals. This tradition refers to a highly bioavailable vibratory form of iodine, often called atomic iodine, or atomidine. Now, let's be intellectually honest. This language comes from the tradition's esoteric model, not from modern clinical trials. It is a way the readings describe a substance that acts as a vibratory match to the thyroid's role in our evolution. We are borrowing that essence today. We are taking a tiny single drop of this preparation in a half glass of room temperature water, taken in a conscious, specific rhythm, paired with your breath. We are adapting the original longer sip rhythm into a compact, powerful 60-second kill switch for the mental loops that haunt your morning. Here is how you prepare the field. Pour exactly half a glass of room temperature water. Glass only. Purity of the container matters when you are working with frequencies. Add exactly 1 drop of the iodine preparation. Give the glass a single, gentle swirl. Nothing dramatic. You aren't trying to force the water, you are simply allowing that single drop to disperse its signal. Hold the glass in both hands for a moment. Feel the cool surface. Set a silent intention. This is a reset. This is a declaration of sovereignty over your own mind. The material is just a tool. Your presence is what animates it. Now, the practice itself. You will take small, measured sips while pairing each sip with a calm, full breath. The rhythm is the most important part. Sip, breathe, sip, breathe. Keep the sips tiny, just a taste, a microdose for your glands, and allow each breath to be slow, complete, and deep. Over the course of the next 60 seconds, you will continue this cycle. Sip, breathe, sip, breathe. As you do this, feel your throat relax. Imagine you are moving the water down not into a stomach, but into a transformer box. Keep your awareness at the front of your neck, as if you are checking a pilot light in a dark room. The motion is gentle. The count is close to 60 seconds from the first sip to the last. This is not a race to finish the water. It is a micro-ritual, precise, calm, and sovereign. You are telling your brain that the emergency is over, and the ignition has begun. If this is the moment you are committing to trying this kill switch tomorrow morning, type the word ignited in the comments right now. Do it before the noise returns. Make this intention public to yourself. That small act of accountability is often the difference between a video you watch and a life you change. I must include a vital safety note woven into this practice. If you have diagnosed thyroid disease, autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's, if you are pregnant, nursing, or taking thyroid or endocrine medications, you must consult your healthcare provider before adding any form of iodine into your routine. Do not alter your prescriptions without professional medical guidance. If you feel any unusual discomfort, palpitations, or rapid shifts in mood, stop immediately and seek advice. This practice is grounded in a deep historical tradition and many practitioner reports, but it is not a substitute for professional medical care. You should use this reset daily as a pulse. The tradition recommends 5 days on, followed by 2 days off. This 5-on-2 rhythm is how the readings frame long-term use, consistent without being constant, patterned without becoming an obsession. Rhythm matters more than quantity. That tiny, repeated nudge is what begins to cue your nervous system to expect a different state. A state of calm clarity, each morning. Think in terms of weeks, not hours. I want you to keep a simple log for at least 7 days. Before the ritual, rate your mental noise on a scale of 1 to 10. After the ritual, and again at midday, note any changes. Jot down one line about how your throat feels. Note whether your desperate urge for that first caffeine hit has diminished, or if you noticed a steadier emotional tone when things got stressful at work. These are the subtle markers the Cayce tradition emphasizes. A warmth in the throat, a lighter thinking pattern, and a sense of field resilience. People who adopt this 60-second reset report modest but noticeable shifts. Many describe a feeling of metabolic ignition, not an explosive, jittery change, but a gentle warming in the chest and neck, as if a pilot light that had been fuming and sputtering has finally sparked up into a clean flame. Others say the morning fog, that sticky thinking that leads to overthinking, begins to thin out by late morning. They feel less reactive. They feel more sovereign in how they begin their day. Remember, these are reported outcomes, not guaranteed clinical results. You may notice nothing dramatic in the first 48 hours. Small biological changes often compound. That is the rhythm we want. Consistency always wins over frantic high-dose attempts at a quick fix. I want to be clear about the language we are using here. When I speak of atomic iodine or vibratory preparation, I am using the descriptors from the Cayce tradition. They are metaphors for how those readings conceptualized a substance that could match the thyroid's specific energetic needs. Modern science uses different terminology, but the results reported by practitioners for over 90 years remain consistent. Treat this as a bridging practice between an ancestral framework and your modern self-care. If you want more conventional context, pair this ritual with routine lab checks and keep a dialogue open with a clinician who respects both hard data and your lived experience. If you are already using other preparatory practices, like the warm compresses or castor oil packs, some traditions recommend for the neck, they can be highly complementary, but they are not required for this 60-second reset. The core kill switch is the half glass of room temperature water. 1 drop of the atomic preparation, the gentle swirl, and the 60-second sip and breath rhythm. Keep it simple. Keep it sacred. Coax your system. Do not force it. A pilot light is coaxed by air and attention, not by pouring gasoline on it. Over the next week, I want you to watch for a few practical signals that the kill switch is working. Do your mornings feel less hostile? Does reaching for coffee feel like a choice you're making, rather than a reflex you are a slave to? Is your thinking less sticky and circular by midday? Keep your language modest as you track this. Note the changes, celebrate the small wins, and log them. If you want to be truly objective, pair your daily notes with one measurable habit, like a 10-minute walk or a short focused work block. This gives context to the subjective shifts you are feeling in your mind. Again, a final moment of caution. This involves iodine. Respect the system you are stewarding. If you have an autoimmune condition or are under medical supervision for your thyroid, run this by your doctor. If you are pregnant or nursing, seek medical approval first. This is about safety, not alarm. Never stop or change your prescribed medications because of a video on the internet. Sovereignty requires the wisdom to work with professional care, not against it. If you try this, commit to the 5-on, 2-off pulse for at least 14 days before you judge the effects. Many biological systems respond only to patterning. Replace the exhausted idea of a one-time cure with the sovereign idea of ongoing recalibration. The Cayce readings were all about rhythm and subtle alignment. We are simply borrowing the spirit of that wisdom and applying it in a way that fits your busy morning. To recap the kill switch: half a glass of room temperature water, add 1 drop of the iodine product and swirl. Sip, breathe, repeating for 60 seconds from the first sip to the last. Do this every morning following a 5 days on, 2 days off rhythm. Track your mental noise for 14 days. Consult your healthcare provider first if you have thyroid issues, autoimmune conditions, or are on medication. If this message lands with you, commit now. Type "I ignited" below if you're going to try this 60-second reset tomorrow morning. Make the promise to yourself. Small public commitments create the momentum that overthinking usually destroys. Try it for a week, journal 1 sentence a day, and come back to this video to report how the fog is lifting. This is a tiny sovereignty practice. It is about reclaiming your morning rhythm and inviting a small, repeatable action to influence your entire nervous system. The Cayce tradition gives us the model. You bring the attention and the consistency. Together, they create the possibility of a quiet mind. If this helped you find a moment of peace, like the video and subscribe for more concise, tradition-informed tools for 2026. In our next code, we are going to dive into the karmic imprints, decoding the hidden history of your past through the marks on your skin. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss that transformation. I want to hear how your fog lifts. Keep tending the hearth. I will see you in the next code.